So in case you hadn't noticed, I went ahead and loaded all the previous workouts up until even yesterday. So we're going to get started. Get ready, get a chair, have room around you. We are going to be doing some movement sequences. I'll call it that. Okay. So get it to where you can go into the floor, on the chair, or the wall, and get ready to move in a movement sequence because this is what's so essential for better mobility. Okay? So that said, I got my little room set up here. Here's my chair. See that? First thing I'm going to do, my back is tight. I'm not warmed up. I'm just going to step wide, just like that. I'm going to take one hand up like we did the other day. I'm going to try to keep straight, and I'm going to come around like this. Now, at this point right here, this is going to be part of the movement sequence from the chair, from here to the chair to down to the chair to up. Got it? So here's this hand, and you see how I could go really far like this with my body here. I'm going to come here, keep my hips forward, and reach back as I'm looking forward with my hips. You're going to turn a little bit, then you swoop under. Then you come here, you go back, keep your hips forward. My knees are soft. I'm going to reach, and come back around. And I'm going to go 2. See this? It's a swoop back and a swoop. Once you've done that, bring those arms up, help hold on to your hand. Some of you have shoulder issues. Come all the way up. You're going to come up, and you're going to bring your thumbs right down to your head. Your elbows are forward. My knees are soft. And I'm going to push my chest forward, my hips forward with my knees soft. Then I'm going to swoop back around. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to come out and just bend my knees. And I'm going to go into a hyperextension, keep my chin tucked, drop my shoulders. That's a very important thing to do right here. See how I'm dropping my shoulders? Then I'm going to swing my butt back, step my leg in. Make sure my shoulders are over my wrists. Push my heel down. See, I'm going to push my heel down and back. Not hard, but so that you feel a stretch. See how my knee is touching the chair here? My shoulders are down. I'm breathing in through my nose. I'm pushing my heel down. Then I'm going to go back and bring the other leg up. So I'm just switching them. I'm not doing a ton of repetitions. I'm doing a movement sequence. Okay, see how I'm trying to put my heel down and back? Look at my shoulders. They're dropped. My rib cage is up, breathing in through my nose. My knee here is forward. Then I'm going to step back, and I'm going to drop that hip down again. See how I'm dropping the hip down? This is a very important move. I can do this move standing. I can do it on the floor. Right now I'm doing it from the chair. And now we're going to go up and do a follow the sequence back up the chain. So here I go. Push your butt back. Step in, reach over the chair. Push your butt back really hard. Keep your ears at your biceps. So that means chin is tucked. I'm reaching over the chair. Drop your shoulders as you're reaching. Okay, I know that sounds like, how do I do that? Just act like you're dropping your shoulders, but reach and push back. Then come up, come right here. So put your hands right here and go into a cat, camel. See that? Mad cat. Now this is when you bring your shoulders to your ears. Right now. Then you go into the camel. Drop your shoulders, drop your chin. And see, I just do 2 at the most 3 moves. Then get to neutral, push and come up. Bring those hands right up here again. I'm going to bring those thumbs over my head. Bring my elbows up. Lift my chest. Push my hips forward. Push my hips forward. Push my hips forward. Push my hips forward. Then I come back out of that and I come down. That right there, if you would do that, let's say once, twice, I'm telling you, you would walk out feeling so much better because I opened the chest, I opened through here, I helped your back to get realigned, opened up the back, the vertebrae with the hyper extension, just like this. And now we're going to come down and go into the next sequence. So I'm going to sit on my chair. See that? Just sit right there on the chair. So you got a nice chair. I'm going to go wide with my legs. Okay. I'm going to drop my knee right there. And at this point, now is when, so hang on to your chair here so you don't fall off on the floor. I got this here. I got this here. It's not this. It's this. See that? My knee is pointing down. My foot in back, you probably can't see it back here, is the toes are curled under. And I'm putting a tiny bit of pressure. And I'm pushing myself back at this point. Don't let your knee come up. Just push yourself back. So I'm not only stretching, opening up the foot, the plantar fascia. I'm opening up my hip. I'm putting a nice mobility stretch on my quad. And at this point, if you're pushing yourself back, your knee is down and your rib cage is up, you should feel a nice stretch right here. Got it? Just hang out there for a bit and come forward right here. We're going to go to the other one and then you'll see my foot. So here's our second movement sequence. So I did one standing. Here's my second one from the chair, and then we're going to be down into the floor. Okay, are you ready? So I'm right here. So whatever your chair is, you're going to turn. You're going to drop your knee. You're going to hang on here so you don't fall on the floor. See how my foot is really stretching there? Keep your knee down. Your rib cage is up. Your chin is tucked. Now you rotate back until you feel that stretch coming through your quad. Right there. Take a big breath again through the nose. Big breath through the nose. Big breath through the nose. Just lay into it right there. Got it? Then when it starts to the stretch right here on your quad, just starts to abate, then come on up, and then you're going to come right here, and you're going to put your elbows right here on your knees. But here's the thing. Your legs need to be very wide, okay? Like very wide. I'm barefooted. As I come forward from my hip hinge. I don't round my back. All bets are off, and you have to stop the movement if you cannot round your back. I mean, if you cannot extend your back. See, if I'm going to go like this, I would be standing right next to you right now. Some of you I would for sure be standing next to. And I would put my hand right here. And as you close this and rotate forward, I don't want to feel this rounding at all. So you have to stop where you start to round, okay? And you have to just hang out there. And my legs are wide, and I'm actually pushing on the inside of my knee right here as I'm in this position. This is a very important stretch if you want to stay mobile and be able to get down the floor, get up on the floor, play with your kids, climb stairs, okay? See, I'm holding here and I'm pushing. I'm actually pushing gently. The insides of my knees, pushing, okay? Take a big deep breath. At this point, as I'm down in here, like this, I'm going to do a gentle turn, and I'm going to take one hand, I don't care which, I'm going to turn my whole upper body. Do you see that? So I'm in this position, I turn, and I'm reaching here. I'm almost going under my leg here. See that? Then when I come out of that, see, I'm going to come to the center, and I'm going to go way up, like that. And I'm still pushing into my leg right there. Then I come down, I'm center. I'm going to go to the other side. So I'm going to turn my whole body toward that other leg, go under, thread the needle under the knee. Okay, reach, go down as low as you can. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Now come up, rotate, and come way up. Okay, this is the one I want Kay to do every day, 3 times. I know she's yelling at me. Keep your shoulders down and then come right to center. Okay, push, bring your chest up, keep your chin tucked. Okay, now I'm going to take my hands. I did that sequence. So from the knee, turning, then into here, pushing against my knee. Now I'm going to bring my hands down to the floor. Yes, to the floor. If this is difficult for you, without rounding your back, do not think you have to go all the way down. Keep one arm on a knee, take one hand and go and put it down, palm down. And so you have to turn a little bit, but just put it down, then come up. Okay? Generally, most people, if they're having a hard time not rounding their back and going this deep into this kind of a move, you can do it with one hand then the other hand, and that's doable. So try that. So see, now I'm going to do it this hand. I'm going to put my hand right down here, try to put my palm down as I come in here deep. This is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. This does not hurt those joints for me. It helps the muscles to be flexible, mobile. Let's do that one more time. So I'm right here. I've already gone, into a groin stretch, side to side. Then I'm going to come down as far as I can, and I'm going to bring one hand or the other. If I can't put them both down without rounding my back, okay? So here I come down, and I bring those hands all the way down into the floor, okay? And if I can't do it with both hands, I'll do one hand, then I'll do the other hand. I hope that you're understanding this particular nuance to this move. It's a very important move. So now, see, Chrissy could go on out of the class and she will be good to go if she will have worked through some of these moves. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm just going to scoop to the front of the chair in my movement sequence of opening my hips, of getting better mobility through my legs, through my back. Then I'm going to reach back with my shoulders. Then I'm going to come back up. Okay? It's just a rotation. I'm rotating. I'm coming here as deep as I can. My feet are flat on the floor. My chin is tucked. I'm coming here. I'm going back until I can touch the back of my head or my shoulders on the chair. Then I come here. I'm turning and I'm pointing. But look at the line. See, as I'm turning, my ear's over my shoulders. My shoulder is over my hip. See that? Very important here. Okay, bring it back in. Bring it back in. Go forward. And then come up and go back. And then you should feel this kicking Coming back, you should have felt your back kicking or contracting, going forward. Then I come here and I'm going to turn. But my ear, my shoulder, and my hip have a straight line. Take a big deep breath. Come back down. Nice. Okay. Now we go into turning and we just come off our chair and go into our knee. See that? So this move right here, many of you could practice this pretty much every day. See how I just slipped off to the floor here? I'm on one knee. So now it's very easy for me to go into all fours. Okay, we'll do it again on the other side, okay? So this is the leg I went to first. This is the leg I'm on the ground first, okay? Then I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna bring this leg back. And this one's very tight because this is my knee replacement, okay? So now I'm going to keep that knee down and I'm going to come up on it. Now, some of you have knee replacements and this kind of kneeling ain't going to happen with you. That's okay. You can do a lot of this stuff from the chair and modify however you need to. But see, I'm right here. And at this point, I could get up onto my chair if I needed to. I would go this way. And I would go here, and I would go here. See that? So I'm going to come back. I'm going to put this knee down. So I'm on the other knee now. The first one I did, I was on this knee. I want this to be extremely normal for you to do. This kind of a thing to all fours, to the other knee, coming in here, and slipping into the chair. See how I just turned around and down and up? When you have knees replaced, hips replaced, you have back issues, that kind of motion is a very important thing to be able to do. Why? Because then you have efficacy, that if you're ever down in the ground, you can actually get yourself up and around. So that's a sequence, getting down and getting back. Then I'm on all fours. Once you're on all fours, wow, you can do tons of stuff on the floor to help your back. And here is the first one, the cat camel. Right up here like this. Drop down. Do not do these fast. If you have a little catch in your back, if you feel a little tightness, if you do the first sequence, moving into your chair, coming down, and then give your back a fighting chance. So right now, both of my toes are curled under. I don't know if you noticed that, but I have to keep working on the mobility of my feet, especially with my plantar fascia, heel pain, calf, everything. This is a great move to do that with. See how my toes are curled under? I'm going to keep my tummy in. I'm in neutral. Drop your shoulders right now. You're going to go way down into a hyperextension. See that? Then I'm going to pull my belly button in. Now I'm going to bring my shoulders to my ears. My tummy is super tight. And I'm pushing my belly button up. I'm pushing my shoulders to my ears. Then I go back down, but I don't lock my elbows. Okay, push the butt back. Push your shoulders down. That is a cat camel. You don't do 10,000 of them. You do possibly 3 at the most, maybe 6. But you do it carefully. You do it thoughtfully. So see now, right now, I'm pulling my rear end under. Okay, tightening, bringing my shoulders to my ears, opening the upper shoulders. Then I reverse, drop my shoulders, drop my chin, push my belly button to the floor, and do that hyperextension, and my shoulders are down. So once I've done that, man, does that help your back? So before you come out of that sequence, we're going to take it and we're going to go under again. Here we go. I'm reaching under. I'm bringing it up. I'm reaching up. And you can do this several times. But if you want to do a club sport better, do this move. Cat camel, underneath with your hand reaching on all fours. You can do it from the chair and then reach it up. See how I'm coming up? Way up there. It's just a reach under, keep your shoulders down. Take a big breath, shoulders down, open, 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 open. Then you come back down. Then do as many as you feel. See, I'm doing 2. That's all I'm doing. With this reach under and up. Okay? Now is when you put your feet flat. Okay? Important to put your feet flat. Now I want you to go out. This is very important for people that want to keep good hip mobility, internal and external rotation. And now cross your feet. See that? So this is part of this cat camel sequence and opening the shoulders, putting great positive pressure. See how I crossed? This has implications in your hip. This has implications all the way up the line. So I'm going to go back out. See that? I can do this lying down. I can do it sitting. I can do it standing. But I'm doing it on all fours. And why would I do that? Because when you get on all fours, you use your hip, your tummy, your back, your shoulders. Oh my goodness. See how I'm just taking steps like I'm crawling? And if your wrists bother you, go to your fist. Stay on your wrist a little bit. You want to push the pressure a little bit with an open hand. But if there's no reason to make it like hurt really badly. Okay. Now, after I've crawled forward and back, now I'm going to go into my elbows. I'm going to crawl out like I'm going to do a combat crawl. As a matter of fact, a combat crawl is a great thing to do pretty much every day, especially for people that are working on shoulder. When you have rounded your shoulders too much in a postural problem, you are very weak by virtue in your chest and back. Okay, so see how I'm right here? Shoulders are down. I'm on my elbows and I'm pushing on my elbows with my toes flat. See, I'm pushing into my hands. See that? And I'm going up just as far as I feel I can, and then I come back down. Everybody is different here, but everybody can get better at this. And why do you want to do this? Because it opens up your hips. It opens up your back. We're constantly leaning in like this all day long, okay? This is a counter to that. So now I'm going to take one hand up and the other hand up. So here's our laying down sequence on a prone position. I'm going to tuck my head. My chin is tucked, my forehead's down. I'm going to come one hand up, other hand up. I'm just going to rotate. And every time you bring your hand up, it innervates the opposite side of your back extensors. Keep your chin tucked, rotate, and you will feel them firing back and forth. So many times people will show this and they'll only show one variation with their feet up and their hands up, and that's way too hard for a lot of people. And you shouldn't put a big, huge push. You're not used to it. So I'm showing you how to do this and to get the benefit. You keep your chin tucked, your hands are way up, you rotate, you tighten in your butt, you rotate. You bring your arm up, the whole arm. And you just spend a little time doing this. Once you've done that, bring your hands, put your forehead on your hand, keep your neck in a good position. Bring one leg up, point flex, and do a little tiny circle. One leg, forehead is on my hands. Little tiny circle, bring that down. Now tightening your tummy, super tight. Bring the other leg up. Breath, point, flex, around and around and around, and bring it down. So every time you rotate and you tighten in the gluteum, you bring your leg up, point flex. You're turning on one side versus the other side in your back extensors. Around and down. Rotate, tight tummy. Take a breath. Exhale. Point flex, around and around. Then you bring that heel like you're going to come into your butt. Keep your forehead down. Now, tightening your tummy, super tight. Drop your shoulders. Bring your foot up on one side only and act like you're going to hit the ceiling. See that? Then rotate. Tight tummy, breath. Exhale. Act like you're going to put that foot way up. And then put it back down. Now bring that toe down. Bring the other toe down like you're doing a little kick out. See this? You're not kicking. You're moving. And you're moving with your foot in dorsiflexion. Then you're going to move with your foot in plantar flexion. So you want to be pointing your toes. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Breathe. 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 Now dorsiflexion. Toe, toe, toe. When you come up, bring your heel as close to your butt as you think you possibly can. Don't do it fast and it won't cramp on you because we don't have weight on it today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Okay, so to end the prone, to go toward the end of the prone movement sequence, again, you're going to roll, keep your hands down, roll, and you're going to bring your leg forward. You're going to bring this hand all the way open. You're going to try to put the back part of your hand on the ground. This top knee is right up here as far as you can go with it. Okay? So you're right up there, just really opening the chest, really opening this whole hip back in from the hip all the way down through the hamstrings. Take a big deep breath. And then before you come out of this move, you're going to take this leg and go back the other way a little. This is my hip replace side. So I just go back a little bit. So our goal is better mobility. So see, I'm opening my hand here on the top. I'm coming across, I'm getting a transverse, and I'm getting a big movement sequence here. Then I'm going to come back down to prone, belly down. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to slide this. I'm going to roll to the other side. So here I'm going to go this way. I'm going to bring that knee across. And I'm going to bring that upper arm open, all the way open. Now drop your shoulder right here. Too many people do this move and their shoulder is way up around their ear. Drop your shoulder and let yourself just open through the chest. Yes, keep that knee up there. And only if you're feel comfortable can you open the knee. You don't have to. The main important thing on this move is to get the knee up. Yeah, just like that. And then come in, and bring that leg back a little bit. Bring it back. Take a big deep breath. Then come forward. Nice. Okay, bring those elbows under you. Bring your butt up. Come into this kind of a elbow down position, butt up. Then come to all fours. Take a big deep breath through your nose, right here. Then many people would think, oh, okay, we're getting up, we're fixing to do something. No, 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 stay with me. Remember, I'm not doing tons of repetitions. I'm doing sequences today. I'm gonna take and just crawl down to my elbows, not all the way down. Then I'm gonna come back like I'm on all fours. Okay, if you could understand that this move right here from all fours down to the elbows and act like you're coming down here and you're gonna lay all the way down, but then you don't. See, you crawl back and you come up. That's a lot of core muscles. That's a lot of upper body muscles. That's a lot of leg muscles in order to do that. Okay? So now that we're in this position, this is a perfect position to do a quadruped. So I'm going to take one leg back. I'm going to take the opposite hand right here. I'm going to bring the leg up, drop my shoulders, take big breaths through my nose. I'm reaching as far as I can, but you don't have to be way up. Because if you need to put your finger down for balance, I don't want you to be way up. Okay? Drop your shoulders again. Hold it right there. Take a big breath. Your elbow is soft. That's holding you in this sequence. Put that hand down. Bring that leg down. Okay? Now, right now is a really good time to take a little break. Drop your shoulders. Do a cat, mad cat, and then a camel. Keep your chin tucked. Drop your shoulders. Then come right back to neutral. Right here's neutral. Okay? Open your knees just a little bit. Open your knees. Okay, you ready? Now I'm going to take the other hand. But when I put my hand out, it's just going to be really low. And it's not going to be all the way. It's just going to be a little lifted. Then I'm going to take this leg back. I'm going to bend this elbow, drop this shoulder, drop both shoulders. And I'm just kind of hovering around the ground here. And now I'm going to bring this back leg, the opposite leg up. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit. Now, if I feel I can, I'm going to reach a little bit further, but it doesn't have to be way up. Have it where you can just put your finger down and get yourself back on track. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Take a big deep breath. Bring them in and bring it in. Yay. Very good. Very good. Now, see how I'm coming here and I'm going to sit down on the side. See like that? So this is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. Okay? I'm going to go from this move. This is a whole sequence. It has to do with getting up, getting down. So I have to use a lot of core because my hands are here as if I were going to do a push-up. And many times I'll train people in this kind of a side push-up. Now we're not going to do a lot of repetitions. I'm doing sequences of movements. So now I'm going to go from there. I'm using my wrist. I'm using my hands. I can go on my fist. I can go flat on my hands here, but my shoulders are down. Big breath into the nose, come up and go to the other side. See? Now I'm down on the other side. See that? But when you get yourself sit down on the other side, what's happening here? I know it. Drop your shoulder. Take a breath. Big breath. Okay, here I come. Tighten your tummy right now. Okay? You're going to come in. You're going to put pressure on your hands, upper body. You're going to bring the hip up, and you're going to come up. Then you're going to go down. This particular sequence, you guys, from your hands and knees, you can do cat camel, you can do quadruped like we did, but here to up to down. And I'm letting you go ahead and put your hip down. but my shoulder has to get down. Back and forth, that kind of a move is huge for your own self-care, for your own mobility. You can swing those legs around from that position. You can go back into side push-ups, but we're going to go into now addressing groin and adductors, abductors, and belly. Okay. Many of you might have noticed I don't do a ton of setups. I would rather do other things that are much more functional, meaning you do them all through the day. Okay, you have to do all these moves that we're doing. You have to be able to have proficiency in doing them. Let me show you something to do instead of a 10,000 sit-ups, many times done very incorrectly. See what I'm doing right now? I want you to be able to be mobile, to be able to roll back and to come back up. Some of you might say, well, I don't do that during the day. Did you go to bed? You got to be able to roll into bed and roll out of it, don't you? Okay, so I'm going to go here. Let me put a little caveat here, a disclaimer. If you have a delicate back, this is one of the moves that I aspire to get you to doing. However, for you to go down here, many people don't have the flexibility nor the strength to be able to put their hands under here and to bring their feet up and to roll down without hurting themselves. Okay? So that right there is so hard for so many people, and especially coming up. I see jerking, I see all kinds of stuff. Don't do it. Roll to the side and help yourself up. That's number one. If you do want to try to get yourself up in a roll, forward and back, do not hold your breath. That can be that too much pressure. You can push hernias. Okay, so don't do that. So come to the side and roll up, go to the side and roll down. Okay, so my back people, I call you my back people, we have to work to get you strong enough and flexible enough to be able to, without straining, to roll carefully, gently, gently, gently down. Breath, carefully, gently, gently, gently up. And for some of you, this is not going to be happening. I hear you. I know you. Roll to the side. You can go one side. You can go to the other side. And we will work to get you flexible enough to, with control, move back and move forth. You got it? So I don't want anybody to hurt themselves or to build up pressure. See how I'm right here? See how I'm just balancing right here? And then I just gently let myself roll. I bring my feet up. Here we go to the sequence now. So what I would rather you do to help your stomach, other than setups, this is one of the moves right here. See this? I would much rather you do that, because at the same time, you can put your shoulders down. You can put your hands way up and just let them really settle down into the ground. And then you do what's called heel taps and toe taps. But here's the deal. As I'm doing my heel toe taps, you gotta have control here. So tighten, 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 tap, tighten, 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 up. Take a breath. Exhale. Take a breath. Exhale. And I would check you right here. I would want to see your spine really not doing a lot of movement, but I would want to see it in neutral position. That means I can get at least one finger under your back here, because then I know you're working here. And I'll just do a couple of those in this, since we're doing sequences, but I wanted to show you that's what I would do instead of 10,000 sit-ups. I might do a set or two of 10. Then I'm going to put my feet together internal rotation. And I'm gonna put my knees together. External rotation. Put the feet together. Yeah, like you're clapping. Bring them in. Bring them right in. Bring your knees right on down to the floor. And then external. You bring those toes out. So that has everything to do with hip and core. Very good sequence of movement here. Then, once we've done a bunch of heel toe tapping, then I would lengthen one leg a little and go down, but I would keep this really tight. Take a breath. Bring it in. Here we go. Take a breath. Exhale. Bring that leg down, but don't let your spine be moving because you're tight. Exhale, inhale. I might do one or two because I'm doing a sequence. See, I want to just see how's my movement doing here. In an extension, one and then the other. So tighten, breathe, tighten, exhale right here, and then come back in. And now you did all of this from the dead bug positioning. See that? Then you did the rotations, internal. Okay? Take a big deep breath. Now I'm going to roll myself up. Some of you should not do this one. You should roll to the side. Okay? If you're going to come up from down here on a roll, take a breath. Exhale. Don't jerk. It's a pull. It's a pull. It's a nice gentle pull all the way up. Okay? Now we are ready to take one leg and see how I'm just gently, I'll move back here so you see what I'm doing. See, I have one leg out. Some of you cannot sit like this. I understand that. So my whole deal, and even doing this sequence now, taking us out of the session, is better spine mobility. Not to give you something that's you're sitting here like, yeah, right. Bring one leg up. Okay. You got to figure out what you need to do. Put your hands back here, up against something. Don't round your back here. See? Just do this. See? See how I'm leaning in from my hip? So this is the same thing as we did on the chair. This leaning in, opening at the hip. I just have my toes up right now, getting a little more flexibility through my hamstrings, which that is a very good reason to try to learn to sit on your sit bones. Whether you have to put your hands back here, I don't care. You want to try to move better with your hamstring being more flexible. Your back doesn't get so tight. So if nothing else makes sense to you about what I'm doing today, that should. And I'm keeping this in a realm of somebody with multiple joints replaced. I want to keep as strong and flexible as I can be, right? And why? Because we can. All we have to do is choose it and then start working towards it. I'm trying to give you little steps to get there. So as I'm doing this kind of a thing, see, I've done this several times now in this sequence. Turn and reach. You don't round your back here. You're right here. Say rib cage up. The leg goes down. You're reaching toward the leg. You're reaching. You're not rounding your back. See, I'm bending from the hip. That's an important point. Then you come up. You say rib cage up. Drop your shoulders. Then you turn. You reach. And you come down. So I know from this movement patterning sequence, I'm much tighter on this leg because I have a hip that's talking to me, number one, and I have a very tight knee. That gets me a challenge. I didn't say it's impossible, but it's a challenge. But I'm much more flexible over here than here. Okay? So I'm just going to move through these ranges so that I'm more confident in my movement ability. Does that make sense? Okay, so I hope you're doing that. Okay. So once we've done that now, we're going to go from side to side. So this ends this little sequence on the floor. Then we're going to work our way up. See this? So let me just ask you, when you're in this position and you're ready to go to this side, what are you doing with your shoulders? Yeah, drop your shoulders and keep this hand back here. Okay. I'm trying to give you a chance to open here. Drop your elbow here and drop your shoulders. Then you come to neutral sitting position. See? Drop your shoulders, turn, and keep this arm back here. This is a very doable move. Okay? Now I'm going to go from here, back around, bring my legs under me, be on all fours. Now I can simply go over here and get up the same way we got down, see? Or, if I'm able to do this, I put my toes down, I tighten my tummy, drop my shoulders, big breath into the nose, I bring my knees up, I walk myself back, I put my elbows on my knees, equalize, a lot of moving around we did. Okay, be on all four corners of your feet. When you're in this position, many of you are either on the inside or outside of your toes. I want all four corners. Okay, heels down, ball of the foot's down, shoulders are down. I'm hanging out here for a little bit. Big breath, put your hands right here, push yourself up, bring your hand back, big rotation, bring your other hand back, big rotation, drop your shoulders, shake out, and then just do nice gentle circles this way. Do pendulum swings, support your back right here, keep your tummy tight. See how I'm just doing right here? I'm rocking side to side, and then test yourself. Make sure you're by a wall, have a pole, because I'm fixing to do a one leg stance. So here's the final movement sequence. I go from standing, shifting, bringing my knee up, placing it right here on the chair. Then I slide forward. I push my knee as far forward as I can with my heel down. Okay, drop your shoulder, push, come back. You can go back and do this again and again. Shift. Here's the sequence. Neutral stance, shoulders down, rib cage up. Got it? Take a big breath. Shift. Bring the knee up. You notice I said bring the knee up, not your foot. You do a little cheater move and bring the foot up. Soften your knee. You're right here. Now you're going to go forward with your toe a little bit. And then you're going to push this knee out here toward the chair as far as you can. This one's not going to go very far on me, but I need to go through as far as I can go. Because this is my knee replace side. My foot down here is straight, not turned out, not right now. So push, then come back. And you can come down and come back. So I can't go so far, but I'm going to go as far as I can and then come back from that. Then put my foot down. And that's our final sequence. This is a good mobility work. If you can work through even parts of it on a regular basis, that might be good. Okie dokie, this is California signing out.